Today we are combining two of my favorite things, princesses and mini cakes. My name is Lori and you are watching The Icing Artist. To make these miniaturized princesses, I just poured my cake batter into these little sphere pans. But to keep the sphere pans from wobbling, because they're so tiny, I just placed them inside of circle cookie cutters. I then poured the rest of my vanilla cake batter into an 8-inch square pan so we can cut mini cakes from this big cake. Once my cakes are out of the oven, I am just going to pop them out of those little sphere pans and then use a circle cutter again just to cut off those outside edges from where it kind of overflowed a little bit and level off the tops of those. Again, just knock something over. Talking with my hands too much. Again, using my circle cutters, I just cut out a bigger diameter circle out of the big cake. And that is so once I start layering those two cakes up together, I can carve it on an angle and it creates this beautiful tapered dress shape. Because I'm going to be sticking a little doll right into those cakes, I wanted to hollow out the center so that way it doesn't bulge out. That is going to help us from running into any problems down the road. Now the princess dolls that I got have these like clip-on, clip-off dresses, which are actually pretty cool that they're interchangeable. So I just kind of clipped the dresses off and left the top part of it on. And then to keep cake from getting all into literally every crevice of these dolls, I just wrapped the bottom with some saran wrap. Starting off with Belle, because she's kind of one of my favorite princesses, I'm going to dye my buttercream a light honey yellow and a dark honey yellow, which is basically just lemon yellow with a little bit of orange food coloring. Gonna layer up my two different cakes with that buttercream and then just give it a nice crumb coat to hold all those crumbs in. Now to create Belle's ruffles, I'm just going to use a number 103 tip, which is just a rose petal tip. And pointing the thick side at the top, I'm just going to put that onto the cake and just create all these little swoops. Kind of a funny technique. With Belle, you kind of want to create all the swoops going exactly on top of each other as you're going up the rows, and just keep going smaller and smaller and smaller as you go up the dress. Stick my doll right into the cake. Pause the video for 1 second. I have been working on something very exciting. I have been creating a course. It's going to be a step-by-step guide to teach you guys literally everything I know in the world of cake decorating, except this course is going to be for you. So shouldn't it be designed by you? I need your help in creating it so that way I can create exactly what you guys want to learn. So help me create this by filling out the survey that I created. It'll only take you a couple minutes. I will leave the link down below. So please don't just assume somebody else is going to do it and keep watching my cake videos, even though I love when you watch my cake videos, but I'd really like your guys' help in helping me create this amazing course, and let's do it together. Then using my darker shade, I'm just going to do the exact same technique going around the middle of the dress. And I just finished off the border going around the edge of her. I am already loving the way this first one looks, but I'm excited to get to the rest of them. Next up, we have Sleeping Beauty, also known as Aurora, but most people know her as Sleeping Beauty. Now this girl is all about the pink, so we're going to be doing a light pink and a dark pink. I'm going to layer it up and crumb coat it the exact same way, except this one I'm going to give it a nicer thick coat of icing on the outside. Smooth it out the best that I can, and you'll notice I'm using this little fondant tool that is not a spatula, but I use this as my spatula when I'm making mini cakes. It works fantastic. Mini spatula for mini cakes. Now just using a toothpick, I'm going to outline the line that I'm going to follow creating those ruffles on her dress. Now to create those ruffles, I'm going to use one of my Russian piping tips. I used those when I created a whole bunch of dresses that I did before on cupcakes, and they work fantastic. If you guys want to see the video, just click the eye. Starting at the top of the dress and just kind of working down an angle, turning the dress around and then coming back up the other side. This first layer is definitely 100% tricky to do, I'm not gonna lie, but the second layer gets easier, and same with the third layer and fourth layer, and I feel like it just gets easier as you go up the dress. And it looks beautiful. I love these tips. Just stick the princess right in there, and for the trim of this one, I thought it'd be really cute just to pipe these little balls on the front. Next up, we are going to be doing Snow White, and for this, it's just lemon yellow. Layer it up and crumb coat it. By this point, you guys get it. We're layering and crumb coating. And for this one, I thought it'd be really cool to do something very different, to do like a vertical ruffle, which seems weird, but once I started doing it, oh my God, I am obsessed with how this vertical ruffle looks. Like, why have I not been doing vertical ruffles this entire time? Like when fashion people talk about like a pillowy dress, I think people talk about pillowy dresses unless I'm making that up. This is what I think of when I think of a pillowy dress. It's just so fluffy, but it is missing something. So I thought it'd be really cute to roll out my fondant nice and thin and create a tiny little red fondant bow and some ribbon to go onto the dress. So I just wrapped the ribbon going around her waist and then the two kind of ribbon strands flowing down her dress and that cute little bow right on the front. And this dress looks amazing. I love the way it came out. I think the bow really does make it. If you want to do a bow out of buttercream, you can. I was practicing piping in to see if it could work. It just doesn't look the same. Next up, we got Jasmine, which the new Aladdin movie is coming out, so I am super excited about this. But she doesn't normally wear a big ball gown. She normally has this like pantsuit going on. But for her, I thought it'd be really pretty to create these kind of like two-toned rosettes that kind of intertwine. So using really small star tip, which I just used tip number 21, I just piped these little rosettes, which you're just starting in the center and kind of piping around it in a swirl, but then I kind of like went off on my own there. And then just using an even tinier star tip, I piped a border going around her waist. Lastly, we have Ariel. Now, I love Ariel when she has a mermaid tail, but this is her blue dress. So for this, I thought we'd create kind of a shell-like texture going around her dress. I just used tip number 97, which is kind of similar to a petal tip, except with this one, I'm creating little tiny petals going all the way around and then staggering them each row that I go up. Instead of bell, you know how we went right on top of each other going up, this one is gonna be very staggered and it creates that little seashell look around the dress. At least I think it looks like seashells. I don't know, you guys be the judge. And to bring more of the ocean into this dress, I thought it'd be perfect to get little white edible pearls and wrap those around her waist. And that is it, our 5 princesses are done. I had so much fun creating these. Make sure to comment down below and let me know what princesses you guys want me to make next. And of course, please guys, don't forget to fill out that survey. I will leave that in the description box below. It would really, really help me out if you guys took a second and filled that out because I want this course to be perfect for you because I know you guys have been asking so much for something like this. And as always, I will see you guys back here again next week so we can make something else in a cake. Bye guys.